Hey, what's up, YouTube? Travis and Kitty here. As soon as I sat down and pulled my pipe out, he ran over, climbed up my leg. Thankfully, I have my coveralls on. I'm sitting on my mower right now because I put my chairs away. I've been cleaning up my shop and made a lot of progress. We've had a lot of projects going on, and sometimes, especially when you're working at the end of the semester with teaching, if you're trying to do any projects, a lot of times cleanup just kind of gets stuck somewhere. Our workbench, my wife and I's workbench, was getting a little bit full. Now there's space to work. Now I can see a lot of the floor underneath the workbench, how it should be, so that's a good thing. But I've had a very busy day for not having to work. Just a quick recount, my wife called me at 5 in the morning while she was on her way to work. She goes to work out before school. And the check engine light, it came on our vehicle. We have a Honda Element and a Honda Accord. It was the Element. And it's done this before where it had a little kind of a hiccup in acceleration. Check engine light came on. 5 minutes later, driving, the check engine light went off. So she thought it might be that, but it's been pretty darn cold here recently, and we're supposed to get even colder over the weekend. And I didn't want her to chance it. I think she might have, but I told her, come on back home. I know she was bummed about not getting to work out this morning, but she came back home. We swapped cars. I took the Element into a much closer town to have the check engine light code read to figure out what was going on. So getting to the bottom of it, I also got a Christmas tree today. That's the other thing that doesn't always happen early in December when you're trying to do final exams and finish up the school year. So we got a Christmas tree. We're going to decorate that either tonight or in the morning. We're very excited about that. My wife just almost finished renovating our dining room. Finished the floors. Everything is pretty much done except for touch-up stuff, so we're very excited about that. So I got a Christmas tree. I got some ink for our printer since we're trying to send out Christmas cards. And of course, the printer runs out of ink as we're trying to print the envelopes. So, sorry, quick relight. Oh, housekeeping. I'm smoking my Shire Cobbett pipe, and in it I have 1792 flake. Which I have to say, it's growing on me. I love this blend. I know it's not for everybody, and I can't really describe why I like it, but there's something in it that I just enjoy. So maybe it's the cat on my lap. My lighter seems to need adjusting. I don't know if you can see that gigantic flame. There we go, it's a little better. So we came home, cleaned up the kitchen. Now I am finishing up work outside. I'm trying to get ready for, we're only supposed to have a couple days of bitter cold, but we might have ice tomorrow. So I got the wood, our wood case stocked on the inside, and I have another wheelbarrow full of wood in the shop, so it's easy for me to get to. And I split probably, I don't know, 20 minutes worth of splitting wood. It wasn't that much. I wasn't working that hard. Probably, I don't know, 12 or 15 logs. Got them stacked up and split up and then did some kindling. So, been doing that. Worked with the chickens. Got them all set up and ready for the cold tomorrow. I have their heater and their water bucket all set up. And they seem to be doing fine. I got a lot of bedding, straw bedding down for the floor. To keep their feet warm in the coop, and hopefully they'll start turning it over a little bit and get a little composting action going with all of their poop. And that kind of helps warm a little bit and have the vents open at the top of the coop to keep them dry, so hopefully that'll work out well. We'll see how they do. Everything I've read, it says not to try to keep your chickens too warm artificially, because then they get used to that, and then if they can't be warmed, then they really suffer in the cold. But they're supposed to be hardy birds, so we're going to test it out and see how they do. We have the coop moved where it's blocked from the wind pretty much, and the doors that are open to get in and out of the coop are facing southeast, so probably the best case scenario for the chickens. And they bed down together, they bundle up and kind of hunker in and seem to do just fine. So, the other part of this video, if there's any part or any point, made a trip down to Springfield, Missouri last couple of days. I have friends and family there, and I went just for a quick visit. And if I make it to Springfield, I try to make sure I make it to Just For Him Tobacco. And I made it there, and I kind of sent out a message to Amy at Pitfalls and Pratfalls, who lives down in that area, and Just For Him is her tobacconist locally. And I said, hey, I'm going to be down in Springfield. Do you want to meet up? She said, sure, that'd work out great. So we found a time that worked, and I got to meet Jody and Amy. And Amy is just as awesome in person as she is on her videos. It was a lot of fun. Amy, I'm glad we were able to hook up and hang out for a while and enjoy a cigar. Hopefully we can do it again sometime. I know I'll be making it back to Springfield because Just For Him is the best tobacconist brick and mortar that's anywhere close to me. So while I was there, I never pick up a ton, but I try to make a couple purchases. I usually pick up hair product there, some pomade. I know I could buy it online and that'd be fine, but I like to try to support the local brick and mortar as much as I can. So I pick up some pomade. I got a new brand called Fisticuffs this time, so we'll see how that goes. And I picked up a tin of corncob pipe and a button nose from Cornell and Deal, their Christmas blend. And then I also picked up a cigar that I smoked there. It was the relatively new Fratello line. It was a Bianco 1, I believe. It was the shape name. And it was, I don't know, my cigar palate is not, my pipe tobacco palate isn't that refined. But for cigars, I either feel like, hey, I really enjoy this, or no, I don't. And I think with the Fratello, the disappointing thing was that it was forgettable. It was definitely not bad, but it also wasn't good. And I think for the price point, which it wasn't super expensive, but for the price point, I would expect a little more action in the flavor profile, a few more transitions. And again, I only smoked one stick, so who knows, if I smoked another one in a different setting at a different time, maybe it'd be fantastic. This was late in the evening, probably around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And anyway, it was kind of forgettable. But the conversation was great, and that makes up for it. So anyway, guys, that's it. Just wanted to check in, recount a little bit of the day. And who can't resist staring at this mug for 8.5 minutes? So enjoy your evening, and if you're getting snow, fantastic. If you're getting cold, I'm sorry, and try to warm up. We'll see you next time.